Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I created this look using some new products from Dolce and Gabbana. I ended up picking up a few pieces from their Mediterranean collection. Now before we get any further into today's video, if you guys are new to my channel, hi, I am Suzana and I love to talk about makeup. That is basically all we do here. So if you guys love makeup, especially luxury makeup, you want to make sure you are subscribed. Okay, so on my last video, I did a haul and I showed you guys some of the products that I ended up using in today's video as well. I had thought I was going to do a first impressions on the Dolce Gabbana Mediterranean collection, but I ended up dabbing into these products at least once. So this is not going to be my first time using anything that I'm showing you in today's video. Now I haven't fully formulated a solid opinion, nor am I comfortable giving you guys a full review on these products, but I will let you know what I think about them so far. So if you guys want to see the products I picked up from the Dolce & Gabbana Mediterranean collection, as well as everything else I used to create this look, just keep on watching. I already went ahead and primed my face. I'm using the number 28 primer serum from Hourglass. I absolutely love this when I'm dealing with a lot of dryness. My skin has been going through it this week. It's one of the reasons why I haven't posted any videos recently. I just needed to give my skin some time to kind of calm down a little bit. So I am experiencing a lot of dryness on my cheeks as well as my chin. And this is always a primer I gravitate towards when I'm kind of dealing with that. So for foundation, I'm going to mix two foundations today. So I'm going to use my Cushion foundation from Dolce & Gabbana. I did a first impressions on this and I was not very happy with the foundation, mainly because the shade that I selected is way too light for me. So it emphasized my texture as well as my dry patches. So I have been testing it out and I feel like it works a lot better on my skin if I apply it with a beauty blender, but it's still not my favorite foundation. However, I do like it more than how I initially felt about it. So today we'll use this and then I'm going to mix in there some of this foundation. This is the Dior Forever Summer Skin Foundation. This one's in the shade Light. The Dolce & Gabbana is in the shade 220, I think it's Sand. Yes, 220 Sand. Now the Dior one is a little bit dark on me, although it's a light shade, they run really dark. So by mixing these two, I feel like they work a little bit better together. And I also enjoy the coverage that I get with both of these mixed. So I literally just apply some of the Dior foundation in here and then try to mix it with my finger. So hopefully it works okay like that. Other times I was grabbing this, applying it in the center, and then using my Dior, kind of spreading it around and mixing it that way. But I'm hoping it mixes a little bit better by doing it like this. So I actually really like the coverage I got from both of these foundations mixed in together. The shade is also, it's actually pretty good. I'm kind of mad at myself right now. So I meant to use the illuminating drops before I applied this foundation. I was going to apply it all over my face. That is typically not something I like to do with liquid highlighters. I like to just apply it in the areas where I like to highlight and that's it. If your foundation is illuminating, if it gives like a dewy glowy finish, I am all for that. But for some reason, I don't like applying highlighter all over my face. That's just not my thing. I really just like to target the areas that I want it on. But I wasn't making an exception for today's video and I totally snoozed on it. So my apologies. So we'll go ahead and apply it before I go in with concealer. So the highlighting drops we're going to use today are from Dolce & Gabbana. This packaging, I think just everything about this Mediterranean collection that Dolce & Gabbana released is just stunning. When it comes to packaging, they did such a great job. So this is called the Solar Glow Universal Illuminating Drops, and I have the shade 2 Sunlight. These buildable, soft, shimmering drops boost and reveal the skin's radiance for a fresh pink glow effect all day. enriched with the Mediterranean Glow Complex, an exceptionally synergy of natural ingredients powered by the latest technology. The formula hydrates and illuminates the complexion for a healthy looking radiant skin. The shade of these drops is just so pretty. It is like this pearly pink, but I feel like it also has like this little hint of, what is it, like a violet or almost like a mauve shade. And I do like that it doesn't look like super pink on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a swatch of this. It is really pretty, but I will say that it looks a lot more pigmented on the hand here. It looks a lot more glowy on the hand than what I find it to look on the face. So let's go ahead and apply it to the face so I can show you guys what I mean. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and just apply a dot of that onto the back of my hand again. And then with my beauty blender, just pick some up and apply where I want to highlight. I feel like I just picked up some of the foundation right here. But see, as you can see, like, it gives a glow and it's a very subtle, almost, I wouldn't even say it's a natural glow, but it's a very subtle glow, and I think it looks really pretty. Pretty much work for any type of occasion, for you to wear any time of the day as well. You can wear them on their own, or you can layer if you like a little bit more intensity. But I think it's pretty, and like I said, the pink doesn't show off too much on the skin. So those are the highlighting drops. Overall, I don't think it's anything out of this world. They're nice. I'm happy to have them. But that's about it. I mean, I'm not like super excited about it. I don't really see myself recommending these to anyone. So now for concealer, I'm going to go in with my Uoma Beauty Concealer. This is called Woke, and I have the shade Honey Honey T1. This I really like. I only used it once before and I found it to work so well. I like the coverage of it. It's definitely too dark for me. I'm gonna have to make this work a little better, but I did find that this is a concealer that I do not have to set. Now, it's going to crease on me. All concealers crease, but some crease a lot more than others, and I find that this one has minimal creasing, so I can go about my day without having to powder, but I'll have to make sure to kind of go in and just pat over those creases with my finger to minimize the look of them. But overall, I do find that this concealer sets pretty nicely on its own. So I'm just going to add a little dab of this other concealer. This is from Well People, and I have the shade Light. So I got this by accident. I meant to get the foundation and I got the concealer. So we'll use the concealer. I literally just grabbed a little tiny dot of that just to help brighten my under eye a bit, because the Woke concealer is just a tad too dark for my liking. Ooh, and that is a very nice combo. So I am going to go ahead and set very lightly, mostly under my eyes and my T-zone, and then whatever's left, I'll just take it around my entire face. So I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and I'm using the shade One Fair. So I have another highlighter from Dolce Gabbana I want to share with you guys, and I'm telling you, the packaging is just stunning for everything. So this is the Solar Glow Illuminating Powder Duo. I have the shade Golden Sand. From fresh to warm glow, the Illuminating Powder Duo is an ultra lightweight compact duo that shapes and lights up the skin for a healthy looking glow. Its sensorial texture is enriched by the Dolce Gabbana Mediterranean Glow Complex, an exceptional synergy of natural ingredients powered by the latest technology, which maintains skin hydration and illuminates the complexion. So they did come out with a total of 4 of these. I also wanted to get the peach one, but I resisted because I really wanted to try those glow drops as well. So instead, I just picked up this shade. I had read that you can use the darker shade to sculpt and then the lighter shade to highlight. I don't really see how that makes a lot of sense. Considering that this darker shade has like some radiance to it. It's not a matte shade, and if you're going to sculpt, you pretty much need you need a matte shade to do that. Now, maybe if you have a fair skin tone, definitely lighter than mine, maybe you can use this like as a bronzer or as a bronzer topper, but not to sculpt. I mean, I want to use it to sculpt. If y'all want to use it to sculpt, and if you can, go for it, but that's just not how I would use this. Honestly, the way I have used this, I've only actually used it once, but the way I did use it was I just mixed both of the shades and applied it all as a highlighter. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix both of these. And I'm using my Wayne Goss number 2 brush. And that's how it looks. And then, oh, by the way, you see how you don't really even see like the dewdrops that much? Or they're not called dewdrops. What are the dewdrops? Are those, I think those are the Marc Jacobs ones. Anyway, this Solar Glow Illuminating drops, I feel like it's not that noticeable. Honestly, I think these will work a lot better with a foundation that's sheer to light coverage, and then just apply this right over. If you like to apply it under, you can do so of course as well. And definitely not set your makeup so that you can really get the best out of these drops. But again, I will have to keep testing those out and see how I find that they work best for me, because I don't really see anything now. All right, so back on to this highlighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. So this is definitely a golden shade. You can, I hope you guys can see that, but I feel like it's the perfect golden shade for me. With this, I am beyond happy with, because it adds a nice glow to my skin, but it doesn't look metallic-y, it doesn't look over the top. It is like my type of highlight. Like, it's not super subtle either, but it gives a really nice glow, and I'm very happy with it. So when I want a nice golden highlight, this is one I see myself reaching for. I think it looks really pretty, and if I were to continue tanning, I think it'll look even better. So I would say if you're even up to like 2 skin tones darker than me, this will look really pretty. But again, don't expect like this super blinding, beaming highlight, because that is not at all what this is. And the packaging, that is to die for. Okay, so I also picked up a bronzer. This is the last bronzer I am getting, I think, this summer. Is anybody else coming out with a bronzer? I don't think so. I think this is it. This is the last one I was waiting on. And then I can finally start focusing on my video where I rank all of my new bronzers. I've been wanting to do that. But I feel like at this point I also need to kind of go back and test a few more to, you know, remember how they look and be able to compare them much better. So it's still going to be a little bit before I get that one out. But anyway, this is the bronzer I got. So this is called the Ultra Lightweight Bronzing Powder, and I picked up the shade 50 Amber. Inspired by the lively Mediterranean light, the Solar Glow franchise enhances your natural healthy glow anytime, anywhere. This lightweight velvety bronzing powder instantly warms up the skin, offers a second skin coverage, and ensures lasting comfort. So this is another product that I couldn't decide on the shade to pick. I was afraid to go too light. I was also afraid to go too dark. But somehow I ended up with shade 50. And I actually think this works pretty well on me. It definitely is a warm bronzer, and it does have a little bit of that red undertone to it, which, if you guys have been watching my videos, I am not that much of a fan of. But I do find that if I use bronzers that are this shade, they actually end up working a little bit better on me if I also use it as a blush. So as long as I don't incorporate more color onto my face, then I'm able to pull off these type of bronzers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this. And I don't feel like the redness pulls too much. It's not like too red, because I'm telling you guys, I don't like it. It's like right on the border. Like, it almost is too red for me, but it didn't quite get there. So I do like this. I hope I'm making sense. You can see that? Oh my gosh, I love it. And yes, it blends so effortlessly. It looks so good on the skin. And I'm going to bring it up to the apples of my cheeks since we're not going to use any actual blush today. Okay, I do feel like I over applied this bronzer. I'm like super, I look kind of really tan on my face. The rest of my body is all light, but I really do like this one. I love it a lot. I do wish, see, that's the thing is I'm happy with this shade. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious if I had gotten the one, I think I was going to get one that was 2 shades lighter than this. I wonder how that would have looked on me. But it's fine. I am happy with this. I definitely need to tan a little bit more so I can get better use out of this and so it can suit my skin tone a little better. But I like it. I really think it's very pretty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off my makeup. I'm actually gonna pick up some of this bronzer here again with a little fluffy brush because I'm gonna use this on my crease. If I'm doing like a one eyeshadow shadow look, I typically like to go in with the bronzer that I'm using just so that everything can look a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more put together. So I brought out my Tom Ford Shape and Illuminate Face and Eye Palette. This is Intensity 1, which is Red Harness. Gosh, this is so beautiful. Everything in here is great. I love the highlighter in here. The bronzer in here is also really good. But I pulled this out to use this eyeshadow shade right there. So I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. It's a really beautiful, like a burnt orange shade. And then you can use these wet as well. I do not typically like to wet my eyeshadows, so I enjoy them like this. So what I'm going to do actually is go back and mix these 2 shades that I use as my highlighter and apply this on my brow bone. And then just with a lighter shade here in the inner corners. And whatever's left actually I'm going to just apply here in the middle. I do want to apply some eyeliner. I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner in the shade Espresso Ink. And for my mascara, I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs At Lashed Mascara. And then for my lips, I'm going to use Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. This is by far my most favorite red lip shade that I own. I just think it flatters me the most, and the formula is really nice on this as well. Alright, so now that we're all kind of said and done, I am going to go back in with this bronzer that I did say I feel like I applied too much of because I need some more on my cheeks here. Alright guys, and that is it as far as today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe in case you haven't so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.